A brand new Horizon game has been announced, but it's not the sequel to Forbidden West that you may have been expecting. It's not a single-player game, nor is it even a PlayStation game. Horizon Steel Frontiers is an MMORPG developed by NCSoft for mobile and PC. Confused? Don't worry, because we're here to break down everything revealed in the debut trailer. If the idea of an online multiplayer Horizon game sounds familiar, then you've likely been paying attention to the rumors that began as far back as 2022. At first glance, it's clear that this is very much a Horizon game you can play with a team of co-op buddies. The world looks very similar to what we've explored before. However, this time we'll be headed to the Deadlands, a brand new region inspired by Arizona and New Mexico. Within that world are plenty of recognizable elements, from destroyed remains of humanity's past to the real stars of Horizon, its giant mechanical beasts. But let's start with something less familiar. It's clear that Steel Frontiers has a different approach to combat compared to its predecessors. Where the single-player game largely focuses on ranged combat using weapons like bows to shoot enemy weak points, this new take on the universe seems to be predominantly focused on melee. The trailer's focal character uses a huge sword, while other characters can be seen using dual blades to slice and dice their way through machine armor. That's not to say archery has been, well, eliminated. A bow still features throughout the trailer, but blade combat appears to be front and center. There seems to not just be a change in distance between you and your foe, but a dramatic rethink of combat fundamentals. The trailer demonstrates a charged blade ability that can be used to deflect an incoming attack, a type of defensive strategy that's brand new to Horizon. When it comes to offensive, you can now, after destroying a specific part of a machine, use the pull caster grapple hook to climb onto your target and place a status inflicting trap on the damaged part. Elements like this are part of a new approach that tailors Horizon's existing ideals to suit an MMORPG. It's clear that lots of Horizon's combat DNA still remains. We can see machine parts detach in every fight, such as when the main character shoots off a blaze canister in the trailer's opening battle. And later we can see that destroyed machines leave behind little resources to pick up. But from what's shown in the trailer, it seems like Steel Frontiers may feel more like Monster Hunter than traditional Horizon. The core of the experience is cooperation and strategy, and that players must take on their roles, ideas that form the basis of Monster Hunter's multiplayer expeditions. Furthermore, we even see some characters cooking a meal in a cutscene that resembles the chef montage from Monster Hunter's own meal prep system. Perhaps all of this shouldn't come as a surprise though. There's certainly more than a little of Capcom's series in Horizon already. Other combat additions we can see in the trailer include some kind of sticky bomb that can be used to deal massive damage to machines. Perhaps this is one of those aforementioned traps? You also now have the ability to pack machine weapons on your mount, allowing you to transport heavy artillery from one battle to another. Talking of mounts, we see almost all of the tameable machines from Forbidden West being used in this trailer. It opens with a bristleback being overridden and claimed as a mount, and later we see characters riding Sunwings and Chargers. We also see confirmation of a brand new mount. The trailer's protagonist rides on the back of a Stalker, the stealth camo-equipped panther-like machine. Considering Forbidden West expanded the number of mounts available, and MMORPGs are typically known for their range of mounts, it seems likely that even more machines will be available for taming. With any luck, this is the game where we can finally pilot a Thunderjaw. We don't actually see Horizon's iconic metallic T-Rex in this trailer, but there are over a dozen other machines on display here, from the tiny all the way up to the gigantic. The most impressive fight sees a group take on the Slaughter Spine, which uses many of the abilities it did in Forbidden West, including its rain of munitions. Other examples of "oh god, please don't kill me" machines include the fearsome Fireclaw, a napalm-spewing Robo-Bear, and a huge snake-like machine that looks like a Silver Fang crossed with a Rockbreaker, which is very likely our first glimpse of a new variety of metal monster. The biggest creature though is the Tallneck, and we can see a group of machine hunters attempting to bring one down in the desert. Once again, these look like they'll be large climb-in puzzles, judged on the way the characters climb on its neck. On the smaller side, we can spot a Watcher, some Grazers, a Plowhorn, a Trampler, a Ravenger, and a Shell Walker, whose shell is whisked away into the sky by a Glinthawk. As previously mentioned, the world looks suitably like Horizon's signature vision of the future. Lush green foliage has overtaken the ruins of human skyscrapers, people live in villages that take inspiration from Native American tribes, and below the ground lie giant vaults filled with advanced technology. These cauldrons return from the single-player Horizon games, but can now be explored with a team of allied players. It seems sensible to guess that these cauldrons may be Steel Frontier's equivalent to the classic MMORPG dungeon. So far, a great deal of what we've seen looks very close to what we'd expect of a Horizon game. Steel Frontiers has been developed in collaboration with the original developer, Guerrilla.
Horizon Steel Frontiers는 NC에게 새로운 도전이자 앞으로 펼쳐질 새로운 여정의 출발점입니다. NC 그리고 게릴라 게임스가 협력하여 만들어낸 새로운 호라이즌을 기대해 주시기 바랍니다.
And so, no doubt many efforts have been made to keep the visual style and many gameplay ideas consistent. However, with the Korean-based NCSoft being the lead developer, you can also see some Eastern elements finding their place in the universe. All the characters have an anime-like aesthetic, looking more like folks from Final Fantasy or NCSoft's own lineage games, rather than the characters from the original Horizon series. There's even a little bit of a cutesy thing going on here with this character's metal cat ears, something we'd never see Aloy wear in 1,000 years. Of course, if you're a Horizon purist, you may be able to create a character that's more in line with the original game's aesthetic, in the character creator. This being an MMORPG, you won't be playing as Aloy or any other pre-written protagonist, but a character of your own design. The character creator seems reasonably in-depth and also allows you to choose which tribe you'll join. The trailer's narration hints at competitive PvP as well as co-op machine hunting, so it may be that your tribe also acts as your team in such scenarios. While Steel Frontiers looks to contain much of what we'd expect from Horizon, from RPG dialogue sequences to giant metal monster fights, this is certainly set to be a new and different take on the universe we've come to love over the last couple of PlayStation generations. Not to mention, it's a Horizon game we'll be playing on our phones, not our PS5s. But did you spot anything new and interesting in the trailer that we missed? Let us know your sharp observations in the comments below, as well as what you think of this new MMO direction. And for everything else Horizon and more, you're already in the right place with IGN.